All right, this is a very special moment. We have a couple of Aggies, so for our Texas A&M faithful out there, make sure you get by your radio. You can also listen on the Odyssey app, and you can also watch as our show just got a lot sexier. I'll say that. A lot better looking.
I'll co-sign.
Twitch.tv/DallasFanCam. Also, I mean, much more muscular. Peevy over here, I feel like could just beat the crap out of all of us.
Yeah, don't let that fool you. Wait till Aaron unzips that jacket he's got on.
It's true.
It's just going to be muscles galore.
We have Texas A&M draft prospects Aaron Hansford and Jayden Peevy with us here live in studio as they get ready for the NFL Scouting Combine next week in Indy. Draft hopefuls, maybe future Dallas Cowboys. We're going to see what we can do to make that happen, as there's always a Jones listening somewhere here on your home of the Cowboys, 105 through the fan with the nosebleed seats, Zach Wolchuk and Eric Chiafalo. But gentlemen, how the heck are you doing? Peevy, I'm going to start with you because I feel as though you've definitely set the tone. You're the bigger man here. Aaron, no disrespect. I think you're shredded like Rambo.
Aaron is going
there.
to kick your ass
Don't
tonight.
get me wrong. But Peevy, how the heck are you doing first, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. Glad to be here. Blessed to be here, man. Me and Aaron worked our butts off just to be here, man.
Yeah, how cool is that being able to go through this process with, I mean, you guys played on the defense together. You guys are tied at the hip, linebacker, D lineman. Like, how fun is it to be able to go through the process together?
I think it's really fun, especially because me and PV have been at A&M since Coach Sumlin. So we've seen, like, the whole transition of just the Coach Fisher era and all that, and becoming, like, one of the best defenses in the country.
Yeah.
So doing that together, you know, has just been a whole journey in itself.
Okay, so what was the biggest difference? And Aaron, we can start with you here, and then PV, you can follow up. But the biggest difference from Coach Sumlin to Jimbo, and now the culture that he's trying to create there at A&M.
Well, Coach Sumlin's a great coach. You know, I always respect him. You know, he recruited me, and that's the reason why I went to A&M. When Coach Fisher got there, he definitely tried to set a standard and more structure just around more discipline for the younger players to follow. And I think he incorporated that with practice. Like, we noticed that when we first went out to practice, there was no music at all. And just the meetings didn't play any music at all. We used to have special teams meeting every day with Coach Banks, and, like, he's blasting music. Everyone's having a great time. So it was definitely more serious because I feel like Coach Fisher definitely had a goal of winning national championship. And coming from Coach Saban and those type of coaches, he had a more serious coaching style, which I respect as well. I mean, it paid off. I mean, they had the #1 recruiting class this past season. And as you see, like, our team has just been headed in a more, you know, competitive direction since he's been there.
Like Aaron said, Texas A&M has been on the incline. When Coach Fisher got there, he had Jerry Smitty as our strength coach. We had days, guys out there running their butts off, man, just trying to compete. And Coach Fisher just brought a competitive mindset to the team. And really thank him for that.
Who struck more fear into maybe you personally and just into the team in general? I see Jimbo Fisher just red-faced with veins coming out of his forehead. I feel like Jimbo Fisher is a screamer.
Or maybe it was the strength and conditioning coach. I don't know. What was going on
those guys
there?
are always insane, right? I mean, every strength and conditioning, he's like, there's a screw loose in there for all those guys.
Now, Coach Fisher, he's a great coach, great guy. But he will get in your butt. I would say that.
I guarantee you will. Okay, so you guys getting ready for the draft. Are you guys local throughout sort of this entire process right now, working out at Exos together?
Yeah, yes, Frisco.
Frisco together? Okay, very good, very good. Now, what is the main goal? Is it right now just trying to get the athleticism, the numbers, everything in terms of combine, pro day numbers, things like that? And then how much of is it the mental side as well, going into these meetings and these interviews with teams and coaches and stuff like that, and you're trying to show them and tell them why you're the best man for the job?
Yeah, Exos does a great job because right now we're really buckling down for combine training. So we're doing a lot of 40s. We're doing a lot of things to improve our jump or shuttle like that. But they also offer interview prep. And I think that's very important because a lot of guys haven't been interviewed by NFL scouts.
Sure.
And if you're not prepared for that situation, you just never know what might happen. You might not be ready for board work, or you might not be ready just to answer some of the intense questions of the background that they try to reach out to.
Yeah, we signed with a great agency, with Team Sports Agency, and those guys help us as well.
So Aaron, when you first got to A&M, I believe you were a receiver, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you had to make that transition to linebacker. I wonder, though, did that benefit you in any way going from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball and helping you kind of know maybe what an offense is trying to do in this certain situation?
Yeah, I think it did, especially in the pass game. That was like what I was most comfortable with when I first made that switch, just recognizing pass concepts that the offense would run, whether they were in trips or duo. You know, I had to run routes for Texas A&M in college, so you could kind of get a feel if it's going to be a run play or a pass play just on the way they line up.
And then Peevy, you're a Houston kid.
Yeah.
You, what do you think about Houston high school football compared to DFW high school football?
We just won state.
Helena Park.
we just beat your 6A champions.
Yeah. You
For
know,
like the third time.
Yeah,
they're 3 out of 4. They've beaten
You know
Duncanville.
what it is.
There's that's very, very true. Now, Peevy, you playing defensive line, is there an offensive lineman that you went up against during your career at Texas A&M that you would say maybe gave you the most fits? I'm sure you still were able to dominate them. I mean, look at you. But over the course of the game, you'd say, like, okay, that was probably the guy I'd hate to go up against again.
Man, I'm gonna say my teammate Ken Green.
Yes.
We used to push each other in practice every day, man. We actually went to the same elementary school together, so like we knew each other like our whole lives type thing. And he's just a great guy, man. We just push each other in practice, and he's one of the toughest linemen I've been against.
Now, you're also a big gamer. So Mike Bassick has his gamer chair over here that Matt's now sitting in. You wanted to grab that sitting in. It was a little too small for you. And, you know, I'm glad that you changed it out because Mike would have been mad at us if you had broken it, but it's all right. We would have just said.
He would have blamed it on Wolchuk.
Yeah, probably.
For obvious
and that's fine. I would have owned that for you, PV. No big deal. But what are you playing these days?
I play Call of Duty 2K, Madden, just simple games for me, but I should be twitching it. That's how good I am.
Oh, you should be.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're on the Twitch
we're gonna
stream
get you
right
twitching
now.
it. So next year, and I feel like if I were ever good enough to be in this situation where you're making it to the NFL, is that the first thing you're going to do?
Yeah,
You're going to go
probably
play
so.
with yourself in Madden? Has that always been a dream of you?
Sure.
Yours?
What
about you,
verbiage
Aaron?
there, boys? Verbiage.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get the new Madden. That's,
And then
that's
play with
something-
yourself.
I'm about
Exactly.
to
In Madden.
I mean, I've
In
been
Madden.
waiting for that
15
since I was a
copies.
little kid. You know, I used to create my own player and just implement them in the game. And now I get to do that by Madden just doing it itself.
Okay.
No, it's incredible.
So
it really is.
when you first come out on the game, right, your ratings are going to be kind of low because you're a rookie. Are you going to go in there and
I'm gonna
finagle
boost
it?
myself.
Yeah, you're gonna boost yourself.
Yeah, dude.
That's
This is
my
an
guy,
appropriate
PV.
rating.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting the bodies right. Everything's about just being as strong and fast and everything is possible. But do we find times for cheat meals between now and the combine and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean,
No
I'm not going
comment.
to lie. When the weekend comes, you know,
No
we work
comment.
out 6 days a week.
Good.
Sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. So you definitely got to find a way to treat yourself. And I feel like on the weekend is the best time to do that.
Treat yourself. Okay, so
Yeah.
what's the ideal cheat meal?
The ideal cheat meal? Well, I got away from burgers. That's one thing. I used to love
Okay.
cheeseburgers.
Like
but I got away
Whataburger?
from that. Yeah, I love Whataburger. And then in College Station, I used to eat at this place called Gumby's and get the pizza rolls all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's not out here no more. So kind of just, I stick to foods kind of like that I like. And I love Mediterranean food, like gyros and just Greek salad and things like that.
PV.
Peevy,
Pizza
come on.
guy, man.
Pizza guy?
All right, so yesterday was National Pizza Day. What's your ideal pie?
I'm gonna go with pepperoni or meat lover. That's me.
Yeah.
That's strong. That's strong. Now, what's the claim to fame on from a quantity standpoint? Like if someone's flexing their bona fides, oh, I just put down all this food. PV steps in the room and says, yeah, well, what about the one time I did this? Like Wolchuk had an insane McDonald's order one
We
day
don't need
that
to
was
share
like
that.
a borderline a million calories.
It was bad.
I'm gonna go. One time we was in College Station, man. I had like 3 double meat burgers with a large fry and a large milkshake. Like I threw it down too, man. It was
Yes,
good.
you did.
Yeah.
You did throw it down. Now, what would you say if I told you that someone close to me and close to Wolchuk recently became a huge Texas Tech Red Raiders fan simply because they have a new coach named Joey McGuire? Not an Aggies fan. Like, what would you say to that guy?
He just jumped on the Red Raider bandwagon. He could have chosen any Texas team, and he passed on the Aggies, and he went with the Red Raiders.
I think he's made a mistake. I
You go.
mean, Texas A&M is on the trend right now. You know, everyone's kind of hating on them for the recruiting class, and having the number one recruiting class is so significant because those teams end up in the playoffs. So if he wants to jump on a bandwagon, why not Texas A&M? I mean, they're going to succeed.
So you think A&M's in the playoff next year?
For sure.
How much of a jump was it from Big 12 to SEC? Like, was it just a holy hell kind of moment when you guys were playing these SEC schools?
I mean, we was already in the SEC.
by the time you guys were okay,
Yeah,
so
we
it was
already
SEC the whole time.
Yeah,
Okay,
We're,
all right.
we're old now. That was a long time ago.
That
We're
was-
SEC bona fide.
well, I'm like, he's like, I was there with Kevin Sumlin, and I'm
We're
like,
gonna be
okay,
well,
been
yeah,
there for a
that's
while.
true. That's true. But I mean, yeah, that transition had happened. We're gonna have to ask the
Yeah,
Texans.
we ain't that old.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No.
Now, what would it mean to be a Dallas Cowboy?
I mean, I would love it.
It's America's team.
Did you grow up as a Cowboy fan?
No.
Peevy.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Not a Texans fan.
Pittsburgh
That's for
Steelers
sure.
fan. So would you rather be a Steeler if you could choose any team to get drafted by?
Whoever pays me the most money and whoever can win a
It's a hell of
Super
an
Bowl
answer.
for.
I mean, I would love to play for the Cowboys. I'm from Washington D.C. I grew up as a Redskins fan my entire life.
I'll
So
dump that.
I know they got some. I know they got some hatred. But for the past 6 years, I've been in Texas, and I love it. I mean, it's a new place for me, and being in Dallas, I love the city of Dallas, and I could get used to being here.
Played in Jerry World 4 times.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
The stadium is unreal.
It
Yeah,
is.
for sure.
Aaron Hansford, Jayden Peevy with us here on 105 through the fan, Texas A&M draft prospects. Okay, so I want to ask both of you each individually this question. I like asking all of our draft prospects that we have on. I think this is a great opportunity to sell yourself if a scout is listening, okay? So we'll start, Aaron, with you. If I'm an NFL team and I want to know what am I getting out of Aaron Hansford, the football player and off the field, what would you tell him?
You're getting the full package. I mean, as a linebacker, I could do anything that a defensive coordinator want me to do. I could play the Sam, Mike, and Will. I could blitz off the edge. I could play the middle. I could play the green dot. I play coverage very well and blitz. So if you want an athletic linebacker that can do everything, I'm the guy. And I'm special teams. I've played special teams my entire career at Texas A&M. So I could do anything on the field to help the team win.
What about you, Peevy?
Versatile D lineman. I play all across the D line. Run stopper. Special teams got the most field goal blocks in Texas A&M history. So
Do you prefer playing inside or on the edge on the defensive line?
I can play all that, bro. I don't care.
And scheme, you don't care, 3-4, 4-3.
Yeah, I just love it.
Love that.
Who's the quarterback you guys want to sack the most?
Ooh, I want to sack Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know,
And there's a Texas Tech guy.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Did
Exactly.
I'm
I would've put him
gonna
in
say
there.
Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Now, you never got to play against Texas, but how important would it be for A&M to get that rivalry renewed with Texas now going back to the SEC? Do A&M fans still consider Texas their biggest rival, or since
Yeah,
we haven't
for
played
sure,
Texas, and
for sure,
yeah, that's still
for
the
sure.
ideal rivalry right there?
They don't want that though.
No, Texas does not want that smoke right now. No, they
They've
do
been
not.
shying away from it for a long time.
107,000 capacity every game.
Yeah.
They don't want that.
So you've gotten to now go to, and you've played since your sophomore year in PV as well. You've seen all the venues in the SEC. Do you think Kyle Field's the loudest?
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
I mean, ain't no one packing out a stadium the way we are. And
Yeah.
our student section goes crazy every game.
Like we can't hear anything on the field defensively.
I love it.
Like,
Do you guys still kind of chuckle a little bit when they do the yell calls the night before and stuff like that?
I never been actually.
Good.
So I never seen it. My mom been. She said it was amazing. So
Yeah, I think it's funny, but I
is
love
funny,
it though.
right?
It's an
It
A&M
is funny.
tradition. You got to
No,
respect
it's a
it.
tradition.
Yes, you gotta
Yeah.
respect. I love good comedy, and that's exactly what that is.
Part of the culture.
I mean, we don't have cheerleaders, but we got yell leaders.
No doubt.
Well, when you come to the Cowboys, there's definitely going to be cheerleaders. Okay,
for sure.
so
Yes,
you
Sure,
can,
they
you
will
can-
be for the
I'll take
first time in my
America's
life.
sweethearts. Yes, absolutely.
Take
Fellas,
them out.
thank you so much for giving us the time. If there's anybody out there listening or anybody that wants to go to Texas A&M and then they're waffling, hey, where should I go? What would you tell them?
I would say if they want the experience of a lifetime and play on a great program that's going to win national championships for one of the best coaches in college football, I say why not go to A&M?
This camera live right here.
It's live.
You see this ring, man? This is for life. Like they gonna take care of you, man. It's the greatest decision I've made in my life. So.
I love it. Jayden Peevy, Aaron Hansford with us here on 105 through the fan with the Nosebleed seats. Fellas, we're going to be rooting for you. Good luck at the Combine coming up in 2 weeks, and we'll be looking for you on draft day. Hopefully we can talk with you again. Maybe you're a Dallas Cowboy. I know Peevy, we're going to pay you a lot of money if that's the case, okay? So we'll make you happy.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you
fellas.
for having
Super
us.
Bowls too, man.